Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to where it is due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. The born as always to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone who are well and who taught us the truth. Today's lesson will be entitled, Remain Faithful Through the Vicissitudes of Life. Remain faithful through the vicissitudes of life. And, I heard that word earlier today. And, I looked it up. Vicissitudes of life meaning. It means the ups and downs, changes, hardships, and unexpected circumstances that happen throughout a person's life. So, these are the things that we must go through. The ups, the downs, sideways, the hardships, the trials, the tribulations, as it reads in to go through, man. Ecclesiasticus 2 and verse 1, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. So as we go through these, as I said in the beginning, as we go through these vicissitudes of life, as we go through the ups and downs, the hardships throughout life, throughout this walk, we got to remain faithful and understand that these things are coming from Yahweh Shem Yashai, not to destroy us, but to refine us and make us stronger than we was previously, and stronger than we was the day before. From the time that you came into the truth to up until now. You went through all kinds of hardships. You went through all kinds of tribulations, chastisements, adversities. But through it all, the Lord was with you and kept you strong and brought forth growth through it all. Understanding that the Lord loves us and He will chastise us. He will put us through these things to refine us. Verse 3, cleave unto Him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. So just as Job said, we're going to, shall we not receive good at the hands of the Most High? Shall we not receive evil? Job said, shall I bear with me? Job 2, we'll start at verse 9. Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse the Most High and die. And this was after, Satan had smoked Job with boils, took his family, his children, his cattle, everything from him. And then, Job's wife as a woman, was thinking carnally, thinking worldly. Why are you still serving the Most High? Curse him and die. Let's get that word integrity. See what it says. Do not disturb doesn't work, I guess. Let's see. Let's see that word integrity. H8538. Thama. Integrity. Okay. Nothing. Integrity, innocence. Let's just look it up. Look up. Integrity. The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. So why are you still retaining your moral principles? Why are you still serving the Most High? Just curse him and die. It's the condition of being unified, unimpaired, or sound in construction. Lack of corruption. So yeah. So why are you remaining, in this state of being undivided in your faith and your beliefs in Yahweh Shem Yahshai? And this is what Job said. Job 2 and verse 10. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of the Most High? Shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips. So throughout, we're going to receive good. We're going to receive evil. We're going to go through ups. We're going to go through downs. We're going to go through changes. We're going to go through hardships, unexpected circumstances. Out of nowhere, now you got car problems. Out of nowhere, your woman, commits adultery and sleeps with another man, and you find out. Somebody close to you and your family, passes away. Maybe a brother in the truth passes away. We're going to go through these unexpected changes, these unexpected circumstances to refine us and to keep us and bring us closer to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And within that, we got to remain faithful. Within that, we got to keep and retain our integrity, just as Job did when he was going through his vicissitudes of life, when he was going through his trials and tribulations. So it says, example, he remained faithful through the vicissitudes of life. And that's really where, the first part, remain faithful, came from. Remain faithful through the vicissitudes of life. And it says, meaning he stayed faithful through all the changes, struggles, and good times he experienced in life. So you got to remain strong. Even when you're in, happy moments and, quote unquote, happy moments, a good time, you feeling good about yourself. Even through that, you got to remain faithful, because it's easy to be in a good state, in a good lot, and you forsake the Most High. That is what the scriptures say. Give me not. Phone is acting slow as shit. Give me not too much to forsake you. KJV. I know Apostle Paul said it. Let me see what this says. Well, this says Hebrews 13. This ain't it. Hebrews 13:5. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as he have. For he has said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. So, being content with what you have, and understanding that, everything comes from the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And if he wants you to have it, you'll have it. Let me put Apostle Paul. I believe it was Apostle Paul. And not too little to curse you. I know it don't go like that, but I'm trying to phrase it. Okay. Slakia. It was Proverbs 39. I don't know why. I'm thinking about something Apostle Paul said, but it looked like it's Proverbs 30. Proverbs 30. In verse 8. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee, and say, who is the Lord Yahweh? Or lest I be poor and steal and take thy name, the name of my power, in vain. So just like it says, give me neither poverty nor riches. So we're going to be, we're going to go through our ups and our downs, but you don't want to be so up. You don't want to be so up that you, as it says in verse 9, deny the Lord. And you don't want to be too down, too poor, that you steal and take the name of the Most High in vain. So you don't want to do these things. You don't want to be too far to the left nor too far to the right. And even within that, you want to remain faithful through it all. Okay. It was Proverbs. I thought. Apostle Paul said something like that. Let's see. So yeah, you got that in 1 Timothy 6, verse 8. Let's get that. I don't think that's it, but that's a good one as well. 1 Timothy 6 and verse 8. Let's start at verse 7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So even during, our ups, we can be tempted. Even when we're going through, our high moments, we can be tempted and be snared. That's why you got to remain faithful through it all. No matter what is set in front of you, remain faithful to the very end, man. And what did it say? Remain faithful to the end, and I will give thee a crown of life. Which my Father, which is in heaven. James 1 and verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. So you're going to go through temptation. You're going to go through, you're going to be tried. You're going to go through testings and ups and downs. But you got to remain faithful. And if you remain faithful, the Lord is going to give you a crown of life, which never passes away, which is an incorruptible crown. While the rest of these individuals are seeking for a corruptible crown, man. See what that Revelation 2 and 10 said. Revelation 2 and 10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. And the ultimate vicissitudes of life will be during the time of Jacob's trouble. Let's ask ChatGPT that. GMS POV of vicissitudes of life linking to Jacob's trouble. See what chat says. It says, from a GMS Hebrew Israelite perspective, you can connect the vicissitudes of life to Jacob's trouble by viewing Jacob's trouble as the ultimate and most severe period of hardships that Israel will experience before deliverance. So yeah, that's exactly right. Again, Jacob's trouble is the ultimate and most severe period of hardships that Israel will experience before deliverance. So this is going to be what we're about to enter into, and what we are entering into will be the ultimate vicissitudes of life, the most ultimate trial period to try your faith and to test your faith. It says vicissitudes of life equals the changing conditions Israel experiences. The phrase itself means the ups and downs, afflictions, reversals, and changing circumstances of life. Applied to Israel, that can include captivity, oppression, prosperity, falling away, judgment, and ultimately deliverance. So it says, from the GMS perspective, this isn't merely saying Jacob will experience ordinary difficulties, which is going to be come upon all the world, man. As it says, come upon all the world that shall try them that dwell upon earth. In Revelation, 3 and 10, going into the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon earth. It says Jacob's trouble represents an unprecedented period of affliction, specifically connected to Israel. So, right here at number 3, it says Jacob's trouble is a climactic version of that pattern. This is where the GMS interpretation can particularly significant. Jacob's historical experiences establish pattern: affliction, endurance, judgment, testing, deliverance. That connects with Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince was standing for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So like it says, so you have almost the same structure: unprecedented trouble, Israel's deliverance. The connection to the vicissitudes is important. If you're using vicissitudes of life in a GMS style biblical discussion, you could explain it like this: Israel has experienced the vicissitudes of life throughout its history, which we have. The periods of prosperity, captivity, obedience and rebellion, peace and persecution. Jacob's trouble represents the greatest reversal and affliction yet, immediately preceding the Lord's deliverance of his people. So what we're about to enter into is going to be the lowest part in our history. The worst time in history, man. As it reads in Daniel 12:1, Matthew the 24th chapter, Jeremiah 30, a time like no other we're about to enter into. And this is going to be the lowest part of our life. This of everybody's life, man. This is about to be the most climactic, worst antagonist coming with his final schemes event of our life, man. The antagonist, the elite Esau Edom, is about to come with the worst time in history. They're about to come with the worst time in history. But at the same time, like it says, immediately preceding the Lord's deliverance of his people. So at the same time, at the same time of us going through the lowest part of our history, when the Lord returns and delivers his elect, we're going to be at the highest point of our history. And go through the roof. And go through that up. And from then on, we will never go down again. We will never go through captivity again. We will never go through sin again. But it will be the most glorious time in history, and it will be for all eternity, man. So like it says, that fits especially well with Deuteronomy 28, where Israel's blessings and curses are laid out. The chapter demonstrates that Israel's circumstances can dramatically change depending upon obedience and disobedience. So that's what we're seeing right now. We're in our disobedience realm right now. We're in the time of our disobedience when we've forsaken the Lord, but we're coming to the time where the Lord is going to flip that, man. Starting with the elective nation Israel. So it says, but Jacob's trouble isn't simply life being hard. It says, but Jacob's trouble isn't simply life being hard. That's an important distinction. Vicissitudes of life is a broad expression. Everybody experiences changes and hardships. Jacob's trouble, however, is specifically prophetic and national in Jeremiah 30:7. From GMS perspective, it is tied to Jacob Israel undergoing a particular period of extreme tribulation before the Lord delivers his people, which is going to come upon all people again, man. Everybody's going to have to go through this. Esau's not sparing, man. But you Israelites, y'all going to get it, though. So this is what we're seeing, man. So that was really the point in bringing that out. We're going through the vicissitudes of life. I'm about to make it in transit. And, we're about to go through the worst time in history. To where your reigns, your integrity will be tested to the utmost max. We're about to, so like in a video game, you're level 90. But we're about to go to level 95 and fight the boss. You ain't even level 95 yet, and you gotta fight the 95 boss. You level 90, you level 85, you're level 80. But we gotta fight the level 95 boss. But at the same time, that's why we have the Lord. That's why we have Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Because what we can't feel, what we can't measure up to, the Lord will, complete it, will complement it. And that's only if you have faith in the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai and remain faithful. as it reads in Matthew the 24th chapter and the 13th verse. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So if you're enduring, man, you fighting the level 95 boss, and you don't give up, you keep going, that the Lord is going to give you that strength to get through it and to be saved. Because as it reads that if the Lord didn't intervene, no flesh would be saved. But as the scriptures say, but for the elect's sake, he shall be saved. They shall be saved. So if it was up to Esau, man, everybody would die. Nobody would be saved. Nobody would get through the times that we are coming into. So we need divine intervention. We need the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai for the times that we are entering into, man. And this will be the ultimate down moment that we will ever experience, and it will be the last time that we ever experience this, man, that we will even experience pain in general, as it reads in Revelation the 24th chapter and the 4th verse, that the Lord will wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there will be no more death, neither sorrow nor pain, for the former things are passed away. And within that, we will be in the highest point of our lives, the highest point of a nation, of Israel as a nation in human history, and that will be the pinnacle point, and there's no going down from there. It's strictly up and away to infinity and beyond. And that's what we're looking forward to, man. As it reads in Acts the 14th chapter and the 22nd verse, it reads, exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So we have to go through that ultimate and lowest point and scariest point of our lives in order to receive the greatest and most spectacular point in our lives. And within that, it will be for all eternity. Daniel 2 and verse 44. In those days, the Lord of heaven, the Lord of kings will set up a kingdom which shall never fade away, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Roughly paraphrasing, man. So remain faithful, as you read in the second Ezra, the 2nd chapter, and the 42nd on down verse, going into this fucking dude. I'm not going to quote it. It's pretty long, but the last verse said, Ezra says, I seen them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. I began to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord, roughly paraphrasing. So he's seen those who stood firmly, who stood stiffly for the name of the Lord, and in the end, they received the crown of life. So that's what we're about to go through, man. And we got to remain faithful through it all so that we can, Lord willing, we be part of the elect, receive that crown of life and be saved from the coming destruction and the coming desolation that is to come upon all the world, man. Everybody's going to be affected by this. America's going to be completely destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. Israel, the land of Israel, is going to be completely destroyed. Various other parts of the world will be completely destroyed as well. Not the whole earth won't be destroyed. Scriptures say the earth abides forever, but you will have, various parts of places around the world get hit. But that main destruction, that main tribulation is in America. But at the same time, that main deliverance and the main saving is in America. So these are the times that we're coming into. And speaking to myself first and foremost, you have to remain faithful through the vicissitudes of life, no matter what is set in front of you, man. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the spirit, to the body, and to the fold. And before I end it off, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chakwadash. And double honors as always to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Until next time, Shalom.